me down, I ain't going out. As the culture turns, you gotta figure it out. They see you getting it poppin', they gon' try and come around. I be down to go out like and keep it live round. In the blick, get you hit. Bitch, we gon' get you first. Don't get caught up in the mix. Better watch out for that blitz. Can't deny that I'm lit. You can't deny that I'm lit.
Can't deny that I'm lit. Gotta ride with your blick. Fuck watching for the option. Be the cops to get you hit. I just right up off the porch. Mama said stay up out the mix. Niggas up when I was broke. They left me down on my dick.
All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to As the Culture Turns, presents Jameer with the journalism, because you know I do my research. All right, y'all, so before we get into everything, I want to highly encourage you all to hit that subscribe button. Please hit that subscribe button to that YouTube channel, and also hit that notification bell so that you can stay tuned for more content just like this. All right, y'all, so on today's episode, we will be discussing The Breakfast Club, and more so go in depth to Jess Hilarious's return. All right, so I'm gonna read what I got and then we'll get into it. So Jess Hilarious is back and she's sharing some intimate details about her newborn baby. So on Friday, November 8th, the popular comedian and co-host of The Breakfast Club made her triumphant return after spending the past few months on maternity leave. During her first moments back on air, Jess shared that her new baby girl is nearly 3 months old and confirmed she was born naturally on August 20th. She also announced the daughter's name, Marley Sky Moore Tolliver. All right, so I want to play this clip right here because Jess Hilarious had posted this clip on her Instagram prior to the announcement of her returning, or prior to her going on the air today. Let's play that clip.
It's 6:50 a.m., first day back from maternity leave. These motherfuckers got me fucked up. Everybody think I ain't got no job no more and all that. Oh, you been practicing reading? You been practicing writing? What the fuck, you going back to school? No, this is the radio. I'm paid to talk shit. That's what I'm gonna do.
I love Jess Hilarious. So for those of you who don't know, yes, Jess Hilarious had a baby. She was on maternity leave and she did the whole 3 months. So she announced her pregnancy back in February, shortly after she was named the third co-host of the syndicated morning show. So again, the pregnancy came right after she was named third co-host. She remained an open book throughout her pregnancy and even had her new baby daddy Chris and her first child's father Jerome on the air. And after she went on maternity leave over the summer, guest co-host Loren Larosa filled in for her and kept Jess with the mess going. All right, so for those of you who don't know who Loren Larosa is, this right here is Loren Larosa. She has been doing a great job for filling in for Jess Hilarious for The Breakfast Club, and I feel like because she has a background in journalism and she used to work for TMZ and different outlets like that, you know, she has the Brown Girl Grinding thing. For the fill-in spot, she did really good. I'll start there. And again, I do want to mention that Loren Larosa she did an incredible job over the past few months. Fans and artists alike begin to miss Jess, though. During a recent interview with 50 Cent, Jess told the crew that she wanted Fit to sign a bottle of champagne. Not only did he agree, but he also told the story of how Jess could have been a part of Power, the Power universe, you know? So I do want to just comment on Loren Larosa real quick. So I do feel like Loren Larosa did a good job filling in for Jess. And I can say, in my opinion, I feel like Loren Larosa did better the second time around as opposed to the first time when they were auditioning all of the different guest co-hosts. I wasn't the biggest fan of Loren Larosa. If I'm being honest, I actually had stopped watching the first time when they was doing like the, you know, rotation of co-hosts. I actually didn't watch the episodes that Loren Larosa was on because I just didn't like her the first round. Oh, I didn't like her for the show. Let me say that. Nothing personal against her. I just didn't like her for the show, you know? I do feel like when she filled in for Jess Hilarious, I feel like she did way better. And this is who she should have been the first time around. There's a lot of things with Loren that I understand why she didn't get it, but then I can also sit here and acknowledge that Loren is a great journalist and she's a great reader and different things like that, because that's what some of the criticism that Jess Hilarious was getting was that she couldn't read or different things like that. And in my opinion, I do feel like that Jess Hilarious was the best choice out of the people they were rotating, it was either going to be either Jess Hilarious, Loren Larosa, or Claudia Jordan, in my opinion, you know? And I'll circle the block on the Claudia Jordan conversation piece for sure. Let me see what I got right here real quick. Yeah, so I want to play this other clip right here that had been rival of the Breakfast Club when Jess Hilarious made her return to her seat.
You have two black women, right? It is not a compliment to compliment one person and down the other. I've been getting a lot of that, like, oh, you doing good and I don't like this about Jess, and you know, I hate that. Yesterday we were out and majority of the people I ran into, Jess with the mess in her news is real.
How you doing, girl? It's time. Hello.
You ready?
Yes, girl.
Let's get it.
Not the telemarketer chair.
What's up, Jess?
I mean, I don't want the baby shower chair back, but this.
Hello, Jessica Robin.
Jess.
Baby. Welcome back. Drop a bomb for Jess.
Y'all
Drop
know
two
I
of
don't do
them.
these big
Drop
headphones
two
like that.
of them.
Oh, that's right. You know, she don't do those
You
headphones.
know, I don't do that.
No, she do the earbuds.
What the hell was y'all even talking about before she walked in?
Who, me and her?
Yeah.
We was talking about a lot. And before you walked in, we was talking about it here on air.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing that I brought up was yesterday we was out at Sim Simmons' birthday party, and I ran into so many people, and this happens to me all the time, and I tell people, you don't have to down just to compliment me, and I...
Yep, that was the clip right there where Jess had made her return. So in that clip, and it was more to that clip, so I'll expound on that clip. Excuse me. So Loren had talked about how as she was filling in for Jess Hilarious, and I know that this is true because I be in the comments. So as she was filling in for Jess Hilarious, she was getting comments about how they prefer her. And she's basically explaining that y'all don't have to downgrade or put down Jess Hilarious in order to uplift Loren Larosa. You know, and I do think there's some truth to that. However, I feel as though that the more that Loren went into that conversation, like she did not have to bring up like what the negative people were saying. She could have just said, listen here, I do my thing, Jess Hilarious do her thing. Let's not pit black women against each other. She could have just went off of that right there. But no, she kind of went into it. And I think that's the only issue I have with Loren Larosa is that sometimes she gets very long-winded and she don't know how to, you know, sometimes just, I don't want to say be quiet because obviously she's on the radio and her job is to talk, you know, but she does get very long-winded sometimes. And she has to realize that those segments are only but so long. And sometimes Loren Larosa, she could come off as an airhead sometimes. Again, I'm not saying that she is an airhead, but she does come off as one a lot on there. And I just think that she doesn't, like, this is what I like about Loren Larosa. I like Loren Larosa when she is like, you know, reporting on the news, when she's doing like, you know, when she's telling us that she reached out to the people. I like when she's doing the news part. I'm not the biggest fan of her commentary or her trying to be funny. So I feel like her, like, you know, breaking down the story and giving us a synopsis, like moderating the story, I feel like that's a perfect role for Loren Larosa. Jess Hilarious, where she shines at is that she has a great personality. She's funny and she's very opinionated. And I feel like that is what makes Jess Hilarious strong. And that's what had actually got her the job in the first place. I think because of, again, her comedic timing, her chemistry with Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy, and she's able to give it right back to them. Her commentary is way more better than Loren Larosa's, in my opinion, you know? And now there has been some conversations going online now about, you know, possibly keeping all four of them. We'll get into that for sure. I want to show some comments real quick, though, because a lot of people online were very opinionated about this, and people are kind of on a seesaw right now. Like, they don't know if they want to keep Jess or if they want to have Loren Larosa. But again, people are saying, hey, keep them both. So the first comment I got, it says, find the budget, keep them both. Again, as I was saying, that's what a lot of people feel. That was from E the Baddest too. Next, I have Loren was kind of shady with that. Everyone says they like me more. I get that all the time, but I hate it. You know, you did not have to say that. Some things don't need to be said. And I agree with that. I don't feel like she needed to necessarily bring up the negative comments because I'm sure that Jess Hilarious already saw the negative comments. Like, Jess Hilarious was at home doing Jess with the mess, and she was saying things such as, you know, people were saying she didn't know how to read, and, you know, she even joked and said, hey, Loren, let me get my job back real quick so I can go, do XYZ. It was during one of her skits on her Instagram page. So I say all that to say that she very much knows what was going on in the comments. But then what Loren also has to realize is that she knows that social media and fans are very fickle. So I feel as though that when Loren came back, because again, and a lot of the fans felt like this, during Loren's tryout, a lot of people wasn't a big fan of Loren. I wasn't a big fan of Loren at all. So that's when Jess had got the job. Jess, I feel like, was doing great. She was doing her thing first few months and everything. And then I felt as though that once she got pregnant and she started to get further into her pregnancy, that's when it felt like she became a little lazy. That's when it felt like she was always tired or that she just didn't care, So you started to see the difference. And I'm not a woman, so I don't know what pregnancy necessarily does to people's bodies. It doesn't mean that, the pregnancy was the sole reason, but I do feel like it played a part in why the energy in Just Hilarious had kind of drained just a little bit, Next comment I have online, it says, why Jess walk in like she was standing on business though? And she definitely did, because again, she see what people were saying online in that clip. She said people think I don't got no job, people thinking that she was fired, people in the comments are saying they need to keep Loren Larosa. So yes, I would definitely come back like I owned the whole building. And that's exactly what she did. And I feel like those are elements to what got Jess Hilarious that job in the first place, was the fact that her personality, like her not giving a F about different things. Like when she did her interview with Sexy Red, that was one of the best interviews I feel like they did up there. She also had interviews with, was it the Zeus Network people, or her commentary on them. Like her commentary is good, so I definitely do think it could work out. Next, it says, Unpopular Opinion. Loren can go. I feel like she is so clueless sometimes and tries to overtalk people, and even when she has nothing of importance to say. Now, next time someone is out, please bring Claudia back. Thank you. Okay, so I kind of agree with this, but then I don't at the same time. So I think there's a lot of things with Loren where she does overtalk sometimes, and Loren doesn't know how to read the room. So sometimes she'll be trying to make a joke. I feel as though she tries to argue with Charlamagne the Guy a little too much, and it's like, come on. Like, I remember during the audition process, it was an episode I was watching, and I just felt like she was just egging something on with Charlamagne the Guy that I actually cut the episode off. So I get it. Like, Loren, like, it's just that part. I think it's her commentary. Her reporting skills is great. She's good at reporting. Her commentary I'm not the biggest fan of her commentary, I would say. All right, and the last comment I got, it says, I don't care what they said, I'm glad Jess is back. And that's the same here. And I want to go back to that Claudia Jordan piece, because I do feel as though that Claudia Jordan was a viable person to bring on. And I feel like Jess Hilarious was my first choice, and then Claudia Jordan would have been my second choice. And then Loren Larosa, she probably would have been my third one originally. But now, after she came back, I wouldn't mind her, Claudia, or Jess Hilarious in that seat. But right now, it's Jess Hilarious seat. So now, again, the conversation of them bringing Loren Larosa on, I feel as though that for someone like me, I watch The Breakfast Club religiously. Like, it's my morning show. I watch everything. Charlamagne the God is one of my favorite radio personalities, and I model a lot of my career in this field after him and Jason Lee, of course. So, as someone who watches the show daily, I watch it all of the time. There is someone in the beginning of the show that does front page news. Her name is Morgan Media, and it used to be Tesla and Figaro before her. Now, I feel as though that they should put Loren Larosa in that segment. They should give her the front page news segment and let her do that. There's no need to have the Morgan Media girl anymore if they could just put Loren Larosa in that spot. And Loren Larosa already had Brown Girls Grinding, so she can stick to just reporting the news. That's her strength. Her strength is reporting the news. Jess Hilarious' strength is her comedic timing and her commentary. That's her strength. And I feel like they need to put them in their strengths. Also, Jess Hilarious can do Jess with the mess, the messy stuff. And she can also do Jess Fix My Mess when the callers call in and they ask her to fix their mess. Charlamagne the Guy got Donkey of the Day segment. DJ Envy is like the moderator of the show. So I feel like giving Loren Larosa a little, front page news segment, or laying down the news with Loren Larosa, can work. It definitely can work. You know, I feel like she should just be at the beginning of the show, though. She doesn't need to be on the whole show, just the beginning. And she should work as like Jess Hilarious's producer, and you know, in the writer room and different things like that. She does the contacts, reach out to people. So I feel like she should really be like Jess Hilarious's producer in the background, and she should fill in for Jess Hilarious when she's not there. I feel like that could be a good plan because I watched Loren Larosa's YouTube channel, and she moved to New York. So she moved there, so she has a job with the Breakfast Club in some way, shape, or form. It may not always be on air, but she moved from California because she worked at TMZ to New York. So I'm not sure if they're waiting to make this announcement, if it's something that's going to come like after the new year or anything. But in my opinion, I definitely do think that they should bring Loren Larosa on in some capacity. I definitely do think she should be brought on because she did hold it down, and she did provide something that Jess Hilarious can provide, which was, you know, thoroughly researching the story, thoroughly doing, you know, whatever it takes to get the sources information, you know, to get the most accurate story possible. I feel like she did that. And those are things that Jess Hilarious didn't do. So when it comes to like the deep news, the news, Loren should do that. Jess Hilarious should do like the pop culture, the funny stuff, and Jess Fix My Mess. That's what I would think, you know, but I definitely do think that Jess Hilarious deserves that seat, and people need to be reminded why she was picked in the first place. You know, I just feel like a lot of people, again, become fickle. They start saying she can't read, she can't do this. Okay, she's not the best reader, you know, but I feel like she make up for it in other aspects, in other areas. And that's what it got to be. Just don't give her long things to read. That's the thing with Jess Hilarious. She need a couple things to read, insert the assets or to play the video, boom, give her commentary, go to the next thing. That's what they should do. And at the very least, if they're not going to do that, then with Jess with the mess, Loren Larosa should do all of the reading, and then Jess should do the messy stuff and, you know, give the commentary and, you know, different things like that. That's my opinion, you know. So that's all I pretty much got for today's episode. What are y'all thoughts in the comments? Do y'all think that the Breakfast Club should keep both Jess and Loren? Are you excited to see Jess Hilarious come back? What are your feelings on Loren Larosa? You can drop those comments down in the comments. And again, before y'all get out of here, I want to highly encourage you all to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell as well. Hit that subscribe button and just subscribe. Come on, help me get to my 200 subscriber. I'm just trying to get to enough where I can, you know, make a little money on here or whatever. So yeah. Also, make sure y'all follow As the Court Returns on Instagram at As the Court Returns. You can also like us on Facebook at As the Court Returns. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Jameer, the way you see it on the screen with 3 underscores. Again, this has been Jameer with the journalism, and I'm out.